Hello bookworms! Today I'm here to do my January TBR video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I'm planning on reading in January. I still do have a video coming out soon about all of my reading goals for 2017, so I don't want to really go into too much depth about why I have chosen some of the books that I have here, because you'll find out about that later. So I'm just going to talk about what I have here. So here we go. The first book on my list is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. This is the first book in the Lightbringer series. It is a really big book. It is an adult fantasy novel, and I've been really wanting to read this one for quite a while now, and I have decided that I really want to read a lot more adult sci-fi and fantasy in the year of 2017. So this was really just high atop my list, and I've already started reading it a little bit, and so far it's pretty good. But I know that it involves a really cool magic system that has to do with color, and I know that there are a lot of scenes in it that take place at a school, which is something that I love, but it came very highly recommended to me by my friend Nick, who recommended that I read The Name of the Wind, and as you know, that is one of my, that is my favorite adult fantasy series of all time. So I really trust his recommendation, and I've really been wanting to get to this one, and I'm so glad that I finally am. Next on my list is A Gathering of Shadows by Victoria Schwab. Or V.E. Schwab, because it's an adult book, but I have really been wanting to read this one. This is the second book in the A Darker Shade of Magic series. I want to read it because the first one was amazing and I need to know what happens next. But I've heard a lot of people say that they actually enjoyed the second book a lot more than they did the first book. So that has really enticed me lately. And then also the third book, A Conjuring of Light, is going to be coming out in February. So I want to be all caught up so that I can read this book this month, then read the third book next month, and then I will have completed that series. And yeah, I really liked the first one, so I am really looking forward to this, and I don't want to give you too much of a synopsis because it is a second book, but just know that there's a man named Kel who has a magic coat and travels through 4 different Londons, as well as this really awesome girl named Lila who has just amazing quotes, and she is super cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of her in this book as well. Then I'm planning on reading 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. This is one of my most anticipated reads of 2016 that I did not get to read in 2016. I seriously had been looking forward to this so much. Then I heard a bunch of negative reviews about it, and I kind of let that influence me not picking it up right away because I didn't want to be disappointed about it. But since then I have found other people who have read it who have really enjoyed it. That has kind of re-excited me for this book, and I really do want to read it before the second one comes out, which will probably be in the latter half of the year. I'm definitely planning on reading this one this month. Then I want to read The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. This book is a Hades and Persephone retelling, and I've heard from plenty of people that it's just so beautifully written, and it is a fantasy novel. It follows a girl named Maya who is cursed, and it just sounds like it's going to be such a great fantasy novel. If you can't tell, my January TBR is quite fantasy packed because I just have been in such a fantasy mode lately, and I'm just really looking forward to diving into these different worlds. Then the last book on my January TBR is Psi Like You by Casey West. This is Casey West's newest novel that came out in 2016, but she has another new one that's coming out, I believe, on Valentine's Day, and I am looking forward to that one as well. But I wanted to just read this one because I've heard really good things about it, and I felt like last year was kind of my year of discovering Casey West, and I really enjoyed everything from her that I did read. So I want to read this one, and I figured it'll be a good one to read right before Valentine's Day. So those are all of the books that I have on my January TBR. Let me know what you're planning on reading this month, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!